you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. I want to talk to a particular kind of guy this hour. Particular kind of guy. You know, one thing I can tell you since I have been alone is that I have made it a point. Not that I had a problem with this in the past, but I certainly have made it a point not to lie. Not to say I'm in love or love anybody just in order to get laid or to keep getting laid. Haven't done it. Now, as I told you, I've really been spending a lot of time just alone lately. I've just been chilling. I've taken a break from my social life and just getting things done around the house, and thinking and reading. And every once in a while, much as I love getting laid, every once in a while I take a break. Stop it down. And I've been stopping it down. Been home a lot. Saturday was a good example. And most people I know would be out getting laid. My buddy Bart came in from Phoenix. Drove in. Bart will be with us on Friday, I think, at some point in the show, by the way, because Bart lives in Phoenix. I've known Bart for 20 years. And Bart came in. We hung out for a while, drank some wine, and we went to a movie. Went and saw Thank You for Smoking. We then went to Cantor's Deli and had some dinner. Simple dinner. Came back, drank some more wine, watched a little TV, and we crashed for the night. That was my Saturday. It was that simple. Sunday, got up, made coffee for me and Bart. We hung out. And then he blew out of there. Just a very simple weekend. But I must say that I have made it a point to not lead anyone astray. Because, frankly, when you lead people astray, you end up getting people, jumping into your back seat and kind of moving in. Or wanting to move in. And I don't want to be in that position. I'm living alone. I like living alone. And I don't want to not be living alone, okay? I don't want anyone else living at my place. I like the idea that nobody has the key to my place. I like the idea that nobody is making purchase decisions or, deciding where to put my pots and pans. I mean, it works for me the way it is. I don't want my things moved around. I don't want to be told how to do things, how to decorate, what TV shows to watch, what furniture that former girlfriends or wives or whatever might have slept on or used at one point in time or another that all has to be burned or thrown out. I want things my way, the way they are. That's it, and I don't want anything changing. So one great incentive not to let a woman believe you're in love or that you love her that way. Because you could very well find yourself suddenly with, I love to use the analogy. Ever have that stray cat outside your door? And you just, you decide to put out a little saucer of milk. Figuring, well, you'll just help out for today, and tomorrow he'll be back with his rightful owner or be back with the neighbor or whatever. And the cat laps it up and rubs against your leg, and you feel like you did a good deed, and you're done. Then the next morning you wake up, the cat is back, and you can't figure out why he won't leave. So you give him another saucer. Oh, he must be hungry. Give him another saucer of milk. Maybe he was too weak to go back up. No. You start giving that cat the saucer of milk, he's not leaving. He's coming back like clockwork every day. And if you don't provide it, he's going to cry and whine until somebody else picks up the ball, which they might not, which could mean he'll be at your door every day for who knows how long. And it's the same thing when a woman says that she's in love with you or asks if you love her. or wants to know where the relationship is going, and you don't answer the question and you let it be an open question, suddenly that girl is at your door. Suddenly she's watching your comings and goings or wondering about your whereabouts all the time. You don't want to be in that position. You don't. Well, at least I would think you don't. But some of you boys have decided, and I know you're out there because you write to me, you call me all the time. Some of you boys have decided that in order to get laid, maybe you don't have enough game, and that could be the reason. In fact, I think in many cases it is. Some of you boys probably believe that you'll get a lot more play if you simply don't answer the question or don't respond. Or maybe if you say, I love you, like she pops you like a zit and you say it, in order to get laid tonight and maybe the rest of this weekend and maybe the rest of this week, yeah, you'll let her believe that. You'll make that comment. You'll say it. You'll fail to disagree. You will fail to raise your hand going, hey, wait a minute, I'm not in love, I'm just in lust, even though that's how you feel. I know there are many of you out there who do this. Mostly it's because, again, when you have no game, you think that the chick you're with now is the best you're going to do, or the only one you're going to have for a while. So you'll say absolutely anything to get her to have sex with you. Now, the things I've recommended that you say to women, to get them to have sex with you is, you pretend to have a certain amount of money, you pretend to have a certain job or occupation or profession. You tell her you live in a certain zip code, or your house is under construction, or you drive a certain kind of car that you don't. You tell her you're about to come into an inheritance, or you're a law student, or a medical student, or whatever. These are all things I've told you to say. But the one thing I tell you not to say is don't say I love you. Don't do it. The minute you do that, the whole thing changes. It changes. You have to make sure that doesn't happen. You have to. But I know that many of you don't. I know there are guys listening to me right now who say, I love you, honey, just because you're getting laid. You are having sex with someone you do not love, but you're afraid to tell the truth because you're afraid they'll stop effing you. So you don't tell the truth. Maybe you don't say anything. That's the favorite tactic that guys use. We just don't respond to a direct question. Honey, can we talk? Do you love me? Guys give answers like, hey, look at me. I'm here, right? I'm here with you, huh? What do you think? I'm here. I'm here with you every day, okay? Which is not an answer. You should take that, ladies, by the way, as a no. But nonetheless, guys try to slide by with an answer like that. Honey, we need to talk. I need to know where this relationship is going. Hey, don't you like the way it's been going so far? I mean, if you like this, that's where it's going. It's going to be more of this, We're together all the time. We spend a lot of time together. You know how it is. Right? We took a vacation last year. Remember that? Doing everything together. You know how it is. And the guy never says, I love you. And the woman then takes this as, I love you, or he's not able to say it. By the way, that's the other thing. This is a way that many women are delusional. When a woman says he's just not able to say I love you, let me tell you something, lady. If he is in love with you, he can't shut up about it. And you all know what I'm talking about because you've all had that guy who never gets a clue, never gets a hint, sends you flowers once a day, calls you constantly, leaves you 30 voicemails a day, sends you text messages just because. You've had guys say, I love you, and they're guys you didn't love, and so you just didn't appreciate what you had, or you wish the guy would go away. But here's one thing you should take away from that dweeb, from Poindexter, who kept telling you how much he loved you, okay? Here's what you must remember. That guy is proof that when a guy loves you, he'll tell you. So when a guy doesn't, ladies, listen carefully. When a guy doesn't tell you, I love you, you know why he can't say it? because it's not true. He doesn't love you. Let that sink in for a moment, girls. I know it's hard to believe. So many of you say, oh, yeah, he's a typical guy. He's emotionally unavailable. He's just hiding his feelings. He's just not able to say it. But I know he does. I know he does. These women are delusional. Delusional. There are guys who can't shut up when they love you. How about the guys who, women will get, oh, you know, he just never asked me to marry him. I know he wants to marry me. He just hasn't found the way to ask me. Or he doesn't know how to say it. Or he doesn't know how to approach. No. Have you ever been on a date with a guy who wants to marry you 20 minutes into the date? Or a guy who wants to marry you after 3 dates? Or a guy who wants to marry you like you go to Vegas and he says, hey, how about we get married? When guys want to get married, they can't shut up about it. When guys are in love, they can't shut up about it. If he doesn't say, I love you, let me review this. Very important, girls. When he doesn't say, I love you, it's because he doesn't love you. When he doesn't say, will you marry me, it's because, yes, that's right, because he doesn't want to marry you. There is nothing complicated about a guy. Women always ascribe all of these amazingly complex thought processes to guys that don't exist. I'm hungry, I'm horny, I'm thirsty, I'm tired. That's a guy. Everything we say, there's no hidden meaning in any of this. The only thing we ever engage in is a bit of subterfuge when you ask us if we love you or where the relationship is going, and then we give you a whole lot of jive. That generally means if you sit down and interpret honestly instead of interpreting for your wishful feelings, that we don't love you. We love having sex with you. We love, I don't know, hanging out with you. Watching the game with you or whatever, but we're not in love. We don't love you and we're not in love with you. So here's what I want to do this hour. Yeah, and now that I've said all of this, certainly there might be some women who want to weigh in on this, and that's fine, and we will talk to you. But also, I want to talk to the guys out there right now. I don't want there to be any doubt in your mind, okay? I want to talk to the guys who are definitely with a woman who says, I love you, I love you, I love you, and you have avoided answering the question, or you lie to her, and you tell her you love her just so you can keep getting that beautiful, luscious piece of ass you've been getting. In other words, you are with a woman who is so clueless, she thinks you love her, but you don't.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Yo, Tommy, I got a question for you, brother.
Yeah, Donnie.
You need a sidekick on the broadcasting station?
No, I don't.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. All right, boys, are you lying? She says, do you love me? You say yes, just to keep the sex going. Hey, ladies, if you want to weigh in on this, you're welcome to do that at 1-800-5800-TOM. Kevin on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Dad, how are you?
All right, son.
Good. My girlfriend, I lie to her all the time. I'm going through a fire academy right now. I'm busy with studying and practicing, and you know what I need when I come home? I need her. And the only way I keep her around getting what I want is to lie to her.
Well, first of all, you lie to her and you call her your girlfriend. Let's start with that.
Well, I lie about that. She is my girlfriend to her. You know.
So let's review for the ladies out there who are wondering about these things. You call her your girlfriend, but for starters, she's not even really your girlfriend. No,
not at all, Tom. She's a friend, but she thinks she's more than just a friend.
Does she live with you?
No.
Okay.
No, Tom.
I'll bet she wants to.
Oh, absolutely. She's so excited about me going through the fire academy stuff, and she's like, oh, she has all these plans about me going in, and we can move out together. And the first thing I told her, I will not do it because of you, Tom. You have saved my life. I'm not going to move in with any girl or think about having another real serious girlfriend until I'm 25.
Good for you. So how does she react when you tell her she's not moving in?
She gets all upset, and she's like, well, why don't we just think about it when the time comes? And I'm like, no, I've already made up my mind. It's wonderful, Tom.
And she still keeps mounting you, huh?
Absolutely. She does not miss one beat.
Wow. So you lie to her for that. Now, do you also have other chicks?
No, not right now. I'm too busy. But I definitely keep the other girlfriends on the phone, talk to them maybe a couple times a week.
So you still keep in touch with other chicks?
Absolutely.
You just have no time to close those deals?
Exactly.
And do they know you have a quote-unquote girlfriend, or at least she thinks she's a girlfriend, or do you let them believe otherwise?
They just think I have friends that are girls, but they don't know how serious I am.
Are you serious, or are you pretending to be serious?
Pretending to be serious, Tom.
All right, so they don't even know you have a girlfriend or a woman who thinks she's a girlfriend.
Correct.
All right.
So I'm just loving life right now.
I can tell.
And I can't wait to be out there and fighting fire and saving lives and finding all those ladies who love me.
Tell women you carry a big hose.
Absolutely, Tom.
Thank you, Kevin.
Hey, can you blow me up, Tom?
Here you go. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Sean on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello, Sean.
Wow, Dad, it is so great to hear your voice again. How you doing?
Doing okay.
All right, great. I've been listening to you for 4 years, Tom. You know what? I was raised by a single mother, and I've learned everything from you. Thank you.
Love that.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So, what's happening is that I was dating this chick. She was older than me. Okay? And I was just with her, and I was getting her hopes up. I don't know what else to say. I just wanted sex. I mean, and she kept asking me. She kept saying, you know, going around it and saying, well, you know, what do we have? What are we doing? Where are we going? I love you. Do you love me? I wouldn't answer. I would not answer her.
Because you want her to keep putting out.
Yes, I did. And I just didn't want to get into it. The only time, I did say it once. I did say it once to keep the sex going. Was when I was put on the spot when I was on a double date with one of her friends and my friends. That was the only reason. And that was just because I was doing a favor for my friend. I wanted him to get laid.
So by saying that you love this woman, it helped him get laid.
Yeah, because she gained trust. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
She trusted the other guy.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, so that's what happened.
And this is still going?
Well, apparently it's still going, you know.
Now, do you have other chicks that you do as well?
Well, I have one other one. The thing is, I just graduated from a top-tier school, and I'm going to do a graduate program right now. I'm also working full-time, so I don't have that much time to go and do all that stuff. But, you know, she just wouldn't let me go, Tom, just every time say it. And she even said she counted it in front of her friends. Said she counted that I've said it twice. I counted myself. It was only once, that one time. And every time she asked me, do you love me? I said, well, I like hanging out with you.
I like hanging out with you. Yeah, that's a very common response.
Yeah.
Or how about, I love hanging out with you? That's also good.
Well, I didn't want to say that word. I didn't want to.
You didn't want to say the word.
At all.
And she, of course, chooses to be in denial.
Exactly.
And she interprets everything you do and say as, I love you. Or, he just can't say it, but I know he does.
That's exactly what she said to her friend. I kid you not. That's exactly what she said to her friend. That is 100% what you said.
Now, when will you finally just move on? When you graduate, when you get a great job, when will you finally dump her?
I was thinking of doing it next week. Yeah, I just heard your story and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of it. I don't want to be interrogated anymore before getting laid.
Yeah.
You know, it's just way too much. And you know what, Tom? She was also always telling me things like, well, you know, we should do it without rubber because.
Oh, you know what that means?
It feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You're 31. You're 31 years old. You want me to do you no rubber, so I get stuck with a kid.
Yeah. You know what feels good? You know what really feels good? Your wallet.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what feels good.
And you know what, Tom? There was never a time where she actually paid for something. Every time I asked her to pay for something, oh, I forgot my wallet. Oh, the credit card didn't go through. It was denied. I couldn't believe it. You know what? That's another one of the reasons why I just want to end it next week. Forget about it. I'm not putting up with it. I'm not going to be paying all the time. This is after the 60s, after the 70s.
That's right.
Feminism came. We're equal, so do it.
That's right. Start paying or get the hell out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly my point.
You can say to her, if you really love me, you'll pay.
Yeah. You should do it. But, I don't know. I've given up. The only reason I was staying was because my friend was having a good time with her friend, and now they call it quits. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do the same.
Now it's time for you to go.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
You know the definitions of the word slut and the word bitch, right?
No.
A slut is anyone who's had more sex than I've had. You know what a bitch is?
What's that?
A bitch is a slut who'll sleep with everybody but me.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show, bringing this dog and pony show from our home in Los Angeles to my former home in Phoenix, Arizona. We'll be there on Thursday doing our show from downtown Phoenix, upper studios of 101.5 Free FM. And looking forward to that like you just don't know. I'm going to park my car in the same old parking lot where I used to park when I worked in Phoenix. How amazing is that? And then on Friday, our show will come to you from McDuffie's in Tempe. And, well, you know all about it by now because they're besieged with calls. We're besieged with emails. It's going to be this Friday. Doors open at 2. Show starts at 3. 5th and Ash in Tempe, a block west of Mill Avenue, right in the backyard, right in the shadow of ASU. You can't miss it. And hot chicks, you can send your photographs to us if you're a 9 or a 10. You don't want to wait in line in the sun. You can just send us your photograph. Send it to Tom@blowmeuptom.com. Waste no time, girls. Get that right in the mail because we are concocting our guest list right now. We are formulating that list. And the hottest chicks who send us photos will be getting in through the back door. Send it to Tom@blowmeuptom.com. Okay? By the way, girls, you're not going to bring your husband, your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend, your gay friend, your male friend, your neighbor, the male neighbor who always wanted to see the Tom Leykis Show in person. This is for hot chicks only. The show is open to anybody and everybody. There's no cover charge, no minimum, and there's no tickets. You just show up and come on in. But, girls, we will help you circumvent the line if you're super hot. Just send that photograph to Tom@blowmeuptom.com. We recommend you get there well before the 2 o'clock doors opening because there's going to be a huge crowd. I'm telling you right now, the line is going to be insane based on the response we're getting. And as I told you, what's happening here? Yes, they're getting 100 calls a day at McDuffie's. Over 100 calls a day. So we'll see you at McDuffie's this Friday, 5th and Ash at Tempe. It's going to be off the hook. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Let's say hi to Sharon on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Sharon.
How are you?
Do you care?
I absolutely do, Tom. I really like you, believe it or not. At my age, I find you quite entertaining.
Good.
Now, the reason I'm calling is because while I agree with you that men who don't want to marry you and who aren't in love with you will not say so, but I think that's also true of women. But what you were saying about a guy who asks you to marry him after the first date or the first 20 minutes, or a guy that will leave you 30 messages. You're talking about men who are obsessed, not men who are in love, as you put it.
But even men who are in love will tell you. They will.
Oh, I agree. I agree, but you're not...
There are no men who cannot tell you.
I agree. As I said, I agree.
These women who say that are delusional.
Well, I agree with that, too. See, Tom, guess what? I'm on your side.
There we go.
What I'm saying is, the guys that you described are not in love, and they don't want to marry. They're sick, and they're obsessed. So there's a difference.
Oh, but they would get married. You're wrong. I've known many of these guys.
They would, but they're sick. Okay, they're not in love. They don't want to marry. They're sick.
Well, I think any guy who gets married is sick. Frankly, I think there's nothing in it for a guy to get married,
unless he wants to have kids, right?
And even then, there's something in it for the kids, but not for him.
Oh, Tom.
That's a fact.
Poor misguided Tom.
What's misguided about that?
Yeah. Well, I just think that the reason I called was specifically...
Well, no, but answer that question. You said I'm misguided. What specifically, about what am I misguided?
Well, for instance, what I called about, the fact that the guys who want to marry you after 10 minutes, or the guys who say they send you flowers...
I'm just using the extreme examples, because women always say, oh, he loves me. He just can't enunciate. He just can't say it. He just can't get the words out.
I agree.
And what I'm saying is, I gave the most extreme example of guys who can get the words out. And there are other less extreme people who can also get the words out.
Then since you clarified that, then that's fine, because I didn't want people...
Well, I would think it's obvious here.
Well, you believe me, Tom.
So I know you think you're smarter than the rest of the audience, but...
No, not at all. But I know that I'm smarter than some of them. And I know that there's some people who listen to you who take your word as God, and when you talk about guys like that, and that's...
There are plenty of guys... Let's not get stuck on how many angels can dance on the head of a pin. There are plenty of guys out there who can say I love you.
I agree.
When they do.
I agree.
Those who don't.
I absolutely agree 100%.
Okay? So any woman out there who's with a guy who cannot or will not say I love you...
You dump him.
I'm not saying, do what you want, girls, but he doesn't love you.
I agree. He doesn't. But I think at that point she should get smart and realize he doesn't love me, he's not going to marry me.
Or just take him for the booty call that he is.
And you're telling me that I'm not smarter than most of these people?
Well,
yeah,
again, dear, there you go.
At my age, I have to be.
Well, dear, just because you're old doesn't mean you're smart. Look at the president.
Stop it.
You know the deal.
Don't even lump me. But you're getting way off track here, Tom. Don't even put me together with that guy.
I just did, dear. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Karina on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Oh, man, I love you. You're like a dad I never had.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll show you who your daddy is, dear.
Oh, that's nice. That's awesome. I wanted to talk to you because my boyfriend, well, he's an ex-boyfriend right now, what ended up happening was he was always telling me that he loves me, he wants to move in with me and everything, and he just got kicked out of his dorm recently, and he's getting an apartment with his friend. And he's like, well, we need someone to help us to pay the bills, and I really want you to move in. He's like, I really love you. And I'm like, that's awesome. You know, you can't just be like, hi, I love you, I'm going to use you for your money. And, like, I don't know, what kind of a guy would you say that is? Because, like, at the beginning of our relationship, like, he broke up with me to go with another girl, and then I stopped talking to him, and then he comes back to me to talk to me, and then he's like, let's try it one more time. So
the maturity level of this conversation is why you and the guy you're talking about are too young to have a relationship.
Yeah, that's true.
So why have one?
I don't know, and, like, he always tells me that he loves me. When I don't say it, he gets mad at me, because I'm 18 years old. Do I really know what love is, Tom?
So why have a boyfriend?
That's true. I don't know. You're right.
I mean, you don't need a boyfriend.
And I should just have fun.
That's right. How many guys have you been with?
Me?
Yeah.
3.
That's not enough, dear.
I'm sorry. I have a lot of guy friends, like the conversation you guys had yesterday.
Stop with the guy friends, dear.
Yeah.
Those guy friends, you could just start nailing them one after another because they're all just waiting for the so-called boyfriend to bite the dust.
Yeah. Because, like, I went out with a bunch of guys from work on Saturday, and one of them was like, he was, like, trying to touch my leg, and I was like, oh, my God, you're insane.
Why was he being insane?
Because, okay, a girl just, like, breaks up with her boyfriend, and, you know, let's try to, you know, get in her pants.
Yeah, well, dear, you're 18. I would assume you weren't that in love with him anyway.
Yeah, true.
So what's the big deal? You're not sitting there in mourning about this. You're moving on with your life.
Yeah.
So what if he touched your leg? You know what? What, are you going to take 6 months to think about having another relationship? Stop it.
No, I don't want a relationship. Not anytime.
You just want to get laid. That's what you want. Right?
Right.
Damn straight that's what you want.
Just like, okay, like, because my boyfriend found out that I went out with a bunch of guys, and he's like, what the hell is your problem? I was like, we're not together. Why are you getting mad about?
You're just doing it to get him jealous. I think you still want him back.
I don't. Like, he was amazing. You're
still calling him your boyfriend.
Okay, ex-boyfriend, sorry, because that's what he does. He's always like, I love you, you're still my girlfriend. I was like, so it just kind of gets stuck in your head. And we work in the same place, so that kind of doesn't help either.
Yeah, well, another bad thing that you're doing there, which I always recommend that people not do.
Yeah. My mom just got me a loan officer job, and he doesn't want me to quit my fries job, and I'm like, I have to quit it. It's the only way I can get away from you.
Dear, why don't you just try college? How about that?
College? That's where I'm going next year, Phoenix College, to become a dentist.
When are you going? September?
August.
August, this August?
Yeah.
Okay.
I graduate from high school in 3 weeks.
All right. Very good. And you're going to become a dentist or a dental assistant?
I'll be a dental assistant during school, and then after school I'm going to become a dentist.
Good. So you don't need a boyfriend getting in the way of your plan anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Am I right?
You're very right.
All right, so stop with the boyfriend stuff.
Okay.
Your next boyfriend will be after your first name becomes Doctor.
Damn right. That'll be in about 12 years, I think.
Whenever.
Yeah. I love it, though. I can't wait, Doctor. That'd be awesome.
Well, when your first name is Doctor, then you'll have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
All right?
All righty.
All right, good luck, dear. It's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Michael on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Dad. First time, long time. How you doing?
Doing okay, son.
All right, Dan. I made the cardinal mistake. I did the same thing. Just the opposite as this girl. I got in a relationship with a girl. It should have been a hit it and quit it. I met her at a club, and, you know, I let her convince me that she loved me and this, that, and the other thing. She was asking me, you know, oh, come up, and she lived maybe a half hour from me. And finally yesterday, you know, she decided that she wanted to have all her guy friends and whatever, but I couldn't have a girlfriend. So I was like, you know what, fine. You know what? She went away to Laughlin with a bunch of, supposedly she went with a bunch of girlfriends, but she said a couple guys invited her. So I finally said, you know what, DTB, dump that, you know, and be done.
And by the way, I should point out, you're 19. What are you doing with a girlfriend?
I don't know, man. That was the biggest mistake I've made in a long-ass time.
Now, how long have you been a listener here?
And, you know, I've been a listener. My dad actually got me started when I was probably about 15.
Right, so you thought you knew more than I did.
Yes, I did think I knew more than you did, Dad, and I finally realized, you know what, that was the biggest mistake ever. That was the biggest waste of time and money in a long time.
So let's review. You don't know more than I do.
No, I do not know more than you do.
And let's point out you will never know more than I do.
And I will never know more than you do, Dad.
So you'd be well advised in the future to stay on the straight and narrow and stop trying to prove you know more than I do, because you don't. You're not the exception to the rule.
Oh, I know I'm not. I realize that now. You know, like I said, it should have been a one-night hit it and quit it. And, you know, I let her convince me that it was better to be in the relationship, and that was just a big-ass mistake.
That you were perfectly okay for a while with the idea that she had male friends and you couldn't have any female friends. You lived with it for a long time.
I lived with it for about, I think it went on for just over 2 months.
That's 2 months too much.
Yeah, it was too much. It should have been, like I said, it should have been one night, and that was it.
Well, you learned it the hard way, Michael. Don't forget, we're coming to Phoenix, Arizona. We'll do our show from 101.5 Free FM on Thursday. And then on Friday from McDuffie's, 5th and Ash at Tempe. Call McDuffie's at 480-966-5600.
The Tom Leykis Show.